Greetings, guys, gals, non-binary pals, and welcome to this week's fun short video of the week. Last week, or 2 weeks ago, I did a video about Facebook memes, and I asked if you would be interested in seeing some of my old Facebook posts, and I got a lot of people saying they would be, and so I sat down and spent hours combing through my old Facebook posts. I used to use Facebook like I use Twitter, but like worse, where I would repost shit all the time with really long captions sometimes. Like, I posted so much political shit on Facebook. It was like what I did every single day. And I scrolled from when I stopped using Facebook in like 2019 all the way back to 2016 because I started seeing posts of me with my abuser and was like, okay, we're not triggering myself today. So I stopped there. So I took 47 screenshots, so I'm absolutely obviously not going to be able to get through all of this today, but I thought that I would do a part 2 over on my second channel that'll be longer, and maybe I'll go into more of these posts because I had such a good time going through this. I was like reading these and I was like, go off. Hell yeah. And then sometimes being like, what was I talking about? And yeah, I just thought it would be fun to sit down and like, you can get to know me as a teenager before I started doing YouTube and stuff. And look at how much I have not changed over the past like 9 years. If you enjoy this video and want to see more content like it, please do not forget to hit subscribe. I'm trying to hit 500k subscribers by the end of the year, and it like genuinely helps me out so much and I appreciate it greatly. Please also do not forget to leave a like and comment on this video. I appreciate all the interaction. Moving into the bulk of the video, we're gonna go through some of the shit that I posted on Facebook as a teenager. Okay, so firstly, like one of the last periods of time I posted on Facebook was, I basically stopped just before I moved to London, was like the day that Roe v. Wade was overturned. And I took a screen recording of all of my posts from this day because I shit you not, there are like over 10 pro-choice posts, either reposting them or making my own post, but it was mainly just resharing it because obviously I was fucking pissed and I had a lot to say, and so I was just reposting everything that I saw. But the one that I wrote myself personally reads, I just wanted to clarify, since a lot of pro-lifers seem to get confused, pro-choice is not pro-abortions. Abortions are terrible and it is a really difficult and awful thing to go through. Or supporting the idea of using abortions as a means of birth control, i.e. having unprotected sex because it's okay, I can get an abortion if I need to. Pro-choice is believing pregnancy-capable people, PCP, are capable of making a decision in both their and a hypothetical child's interest. Wanting PCP to be able to get safe abortions and openly speak about their experiences instead of seeking dangerous methods. Wanting affordable birth control options and complex sex ed in schools. Wanting PCP to feel safe and in control of their own lives and bodies. And like, firstly, I would like to ask, I don't remember using PCP, like pregnancy capable people, why do we not say that anymore? That was such a good term. When did that start? When did that stop? I'm gonna start using that again because that's great. As to how much I agree with this take anymore, I think that I've become a little bit more radical in this of like, I don't necessarily think like we should be talking about abortions as though they are the worst thing in the world and like, you know, being like abortions are terrible, they are so difficult to go through. Like, I feel like that encourages a lot of negativity around the experience, and sometimes people need to like feel like they don't deserve to be feeling that much like shame and guilt around the decision, you know what I mean? Like, it is a medical procedure. And like, I feel like we should treat it more as that, as instead of like this massive like emotional ordeal, which it is for a lot of people, but like it doesn't have to be treated as such. I feel like that could be like really heavy, putting that weight on someone's shoulders, you know what I mean? So I feel like that's where my stance has changed like a little bit on that. I also used to post like most of the posts that I came across was like vegan stuff. I'm not gonna read this, but this is so long I had to take 3 separate screenshots of it to keep it in, and it's just a big long good old vegan rant that I like still quote in my videos to this day. So it's good to see that nothing changes. Here's a good one. It reads, how about you marry the guy who you never have to block? The guy who understands boundaries and knows when to shut up and give you your space. The guy that respects you enough to listen and not push you to the point where you have no other choice but to block him. Marry the guy who respects you, loves you enough to understand that you are worth more than any shitty argument. Or the other side, because I don't know the situation and women can be toxic too. Don't block someone just to see if they'll prove their worth. That's childish and manipulative because there is no winning. Be mature and talk about what is bothering you. Validate each other and be respectful of one another's opinions, or don't be in a relationship. It is that simple. Go off. Pop off. You said it. Like, I mean, this clearly, I believe it seems like it was prompted by something. This feels like a subtweet, but like on Facebook. But I mean, I'm right. And I mean, again, this is still shit that I say in my videos. Like, the normalization of, like, blocking your boyfriend to, like, punish him and then just unblock, like, it's so childish and it is so manipulative. I think that there should be, like, if you are in a situation where you're acting, where your entire relationship is just a game, you are not ready to be in a relationship. You should not be together if you are constantly, like, on and off and like playing games and manipulating each other and being like, you did this, so I'm gonna do this to get back at you. Like, you shouldn't be in a relationship. And I stand by that. You are not ready. You're not mature enough for that. And that's okay. You don't have to be in a relationship, but like, stop with these childish petty games. It's not worth it. It's just hurting everyone involved. This is the anniversary of Trump getting elected in 2016. So this is November 2017, and I shared a memory that just says, incredibly disappointed in America right now. Still relevant. Same. So true. So true. We've gone full circle because I'm in the same position right now. Incredibly disappointed in America right now. Yup. Guess what? It happened to fucking again. Somehow. And then there was this tweet that is, this tweet went viral on Twitter. Like, this got 430k likes, there's a lot. That's kind of insane. It's the most viewed thing I've ever posted on the internet, and I was not expecting it. But yeah, anyway, so like, you know, I hard agree with this. As I said on Twitter, 16-year-old me ate with this, which is, so you're fine with bombing a nation, but abortion is murder. And I mean, like, let's be so for real. Yeah, it sums up a lot of people. And it's so funny because on Twitter, obviously I got like hundreds of replies to this. Like, so many people were like, why can't it be both? And it's like, you are so missing the point. And like, also, you're not the person I was talking about, clearly. If you were anti-war and anti-abortion, I disagree with you entirely, but you're not as much of a hypocrite. Like, I'm talking specifically to the people who are like Zionists, or like are pro-military and like invading other countries. Like, I'm talking to them specifically. But if you feel the need to come in here and defend your honor, then yeah, maybe I am talking to you. And then there was so many people calling this childish. They're like, from a child, such a childish point of view. It's not that simple. It is that simple. Not everything has to be super complex. Like, some things are truly this easy to understand. There is no nuance to this. And people being like, well, when it's an unborn child versus a terrorist. Bombing a country, killing like thousands, millions of civilians. You're not just killing terrorists, bro. And even then, I just don't think that there's no excuse for bombing people. Like, I don't give a fuck. And abortion is not murder, so, you know. This one's really funny because these are 2 posts in a row. There's a memory I shared from when I was 10 that just reads, in the worst spelling ever because it was 2010 and we were 10. Was up, I am having heaps of fun while you guys are at school. I am at theme parks. Oh, and sorry, I know I'm a few days late for wishing Zoo a happy B-Day. I'm just really busy, so wish her a happy B-Day for me, please, thanks. And I shared that saying, what a good post. But directly before that, it is just me saying, for fuck's sake, Trump, at him talking about protecting religious liberty. Just really funny, back to back, I think. This next one I'm sharing because this has law. All right. I was in the South Island with my mum and my sister for my sister's gym competition. I was having a fight with my boyfriend at the time, whom, as you know, was my abuser, because we were always fighting. He was always mad at me about something. I don't know what the fuck he was mad at me about this time, but you know, he was mad at me about something. And I, naturally being fucked off, I took this photo. I got my mom to take this photo of me by like a sign that says coffee, and I was like hugging it. And I changed my profile picture into this photo when previously it was a photo of us together, and I captioned it, "My one true love." And the level of petty of me is I love that for me so much. Like, I took power in the small ways that I could, right? Like, changing my profile picture from a photo of us to me with a sign of coffee saying "my true love." Go off, as I should. As I should. I fucking love that for me. Yeah, so that was my little petty thing that I did that day when I was 16, and I'm obsessed with it. And it's a cute photo. So, like, wins all around, I say. This next one is a I was here from the start flex post, which was in 2013. I posted, "OMG, Troye Sivan's only 2 subscribers off 900k. OMG, if you're not already, subscribe to him now. He's come so far." I remember going to a Troye concert in like 2015 and just like crying because of how proud of him I was. Here is a post that's former Ku Klux Klan leader at Charlottesville rally. "We're going to fulfill the promises of Donald Trump. That's what we've believed in. That's why we voted Donald Trump, because he said he's going to take our country back, and that's what we're going to do." And I quoted that with, "Trump can argue that he's against this all he wants, which he hasn't really done much of. But it's his words and his promises that have caused all this fucking mess. He can't fix that. He can't change that. He needs to think about what he says before he opens his big mouth." True. Similar vibes to fucking Elon Musk doing his Nazi salute and then never saying he's not a Nazi, just being like, "Lol, everyone's calling me a Nazi." Like, same energy. If you are endorsed by the KKK and you don't speak out against it, and yet people still voted for him, and why is that? This fucking country, man. God, Jesus Christ. Here's a really relatable post that I relate to greatly right now, which just says, "Will sell my soul for Halsey tickets." Same. Halsey, come to Europe. The fuck? What? I know you have a small child, and so like, so fair enough, but like, I'm selfish, so... Here's a post that says, "Oh, you wouldn't date a girl who's ever been a stripper? In that case, I wouldn't date a guy who's ever been to a strip club. Oh, you wouldn't date a girl who's ever done porn? In that case, I wouldn't date a guy who's ever watched porn. You're the reason we exist. You're the demand to our supply. If you disdain sex workers, don't you dare consume our labor. As they say in the industry, people jack off with the left hand and point with the right." And I shared with, if you are in demand for something, you cannot be disgusted by the people that are a part of it. And yeah, I stand by this still too. Supply and demand. You cannot be mad at a woman for participating in sex work if you are gaining from the fruit of their labor. You know what I mean? You can't be a consumer and hate the performer. I'm sorry, you can't do that. You're a hypocrite. You're not allowed to do that. And yeah, so far I've agreed with literally everything that I've said. And it's so funny to me that like everything so far I could be saying right now. Like, the only thing that's really changed is that like I've gotten a deeper understanding of it and I can talk about it for longer. Like, I've gained a more complex understanding of the world and like my politics. Whereas before it was much more surface level, but I like knew where my beliefs sat. You know what I mean? This is a post that I shared as a memory. The initial post was, "If you love that character so much, then why don't you marry them? I'm trying. Hashtag, there's just this little problem of them being fictional." And I re-shared that in 2017 that said, "I love these because I watch how I transformed from fangirl to activist over 3 years." And to this I say, girl, you do not know your final form, because I am now more of an activist and like politically strong than I've ever been, and also more of a fangirl than I've ever been. I have combined both of these things and I somehow make them work together. Like, I sit here and I talk about political shit 2 or 3 times a week, and I've been doing that for almost 5 years, and I do it with fucking plushies about the things I'm obsessed with behind me. I find a way to weasel in the things I love to any conversation that I possibly can. Like I'm too powerful now. I have too much passion for too many things. She could never. She did not expect me to be where I am, both in terms of what my career is and also like the power of passion, you know? I'm excited to see it grow even more. This is something I said in 2016. Vanity and loving yourself are two different things, and we as a society, we as the next generation, need to find the line. We need to embrace ourselves and not be ashamed. Embrace yourself. Don't be ashamed to take selfies. It's a privilege. Don't feel like you have to hate yourself in order to be liked. Do things you love. Treat yourself. Be kind to yourself. You deserve it. You're not vain. You're just happy with the life you have. Happy in your own skin, and there is no better way to live life. I mean... We do need to stop putting ourselves down. Like, you know, I always see people like filming TikTok dances and stuff in public and I'm like, man, I wish that I had the confidence to do that. But you don't want to be judged by people. You don't want to look vain and like you care too much about yourself. This is especially an issue, like it's a big issue everywhere, but like tall poppy syndrome is like a massive Kiwi thing and it's been so ingrained in me my whole life. I had to have a conversation recently of like, you know, I need to ask for support on my channel or whatever. Like when I ask for subscribers and that sort of shit, like it took me so long to gain the confidence to do that because I hate it. Like I feel like I'm like talking myself up too big or I'm asking for things that I don't deserve or that like, you know, like I don't like talking myself up. I don't like showing off, that sort of thing. And I've chosen the absolute wrong career if that's something that I hate doing. But I think that like, you know, there needs to be less shame in just like asking for things that you deserve, asking for things that you want, for living your life the way that you want to. It doesn't matter what other people think. As long as you aren't hurting anyone, who fucking cares? And who cares if people think you're vain? You know? Like, if you are living your best life, it doesn't matter. Here's one of my favorite photos ever. In 2017, I came to London for the first time and we went to Madame Tussauds Wax Museum and there was one of like the Oval Office with Donald Trump and his desk. So I sat at his desk and I leaned up with my feet back and picked up his phone and stared at him while my sister stood there and like put her hand over his mouth and I captioned it, "Making America Great for the First Time." I love that. Good for me. That's fucking hilarious. Kiwi for president 2028. Let's go. I'm not American. I have no political experience, but I think I can do a better job. So, you know. I think that I'm going to leave this one here because I've been here for 25 minutes now. And I have like so many more posts saved. So if you would be interested in watching a long video and with me going through the rest of these, please do leave a like and let me know in the comments as well. And I will get to work on that and maybe do it on the second channel. Maybe I'll even go through some of my old tweets on my Twitter that does not exist anymore. We shall see. Let me know what you think. I hope that you have enjoyed. This was a bit different. It was just a bit of fun. I really enjoy doing fun stuff like this. It just makes things a bit lighter because we don't do light fun stuff here very often. So I hope that you enjoy when I do these as well. A massive thank you to my Kiwi Cat patrons: Bobby, Ellie, Chris, Samuel, Knitting Menace, Radsack, Mr. Noodle, Lady Nutbar, Ella, Queen Glimmer, River, Phenomaly, Jesse, Phil the Duck, Uh-Oh It's Craiglow, Blaze, Blue Kitsune 24, MA Ping the Games, Joy, L James D, Prismatic, and Beckett. I love and appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, The Queer Kiwi, and Twitter, That Queer Kiwi. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe. Keep fighting. I love you. Mwah. When you close your eyes, you replace the darkness.